Okay, I do have more peaches going on in here. Those are the first several trays. And then I'm finally doing grapes for raisins. These are grapes from our own vines. I'll be taking you out there to join me whilst I pick the rest of them. We are also going to harvest vines from the grapevines to make some grapevine wreaths and stuff like that we can work on over the winter. Welcome to Frugal Mama Gardens. My name is Julie, and today we are out, believe it or don't, in the Wonderland Memorial Garden for the first time, in a very long time. Probably a year at least. And it's very obvious that I've not been out here taking care of it. Let me show you. Heading out to the Wonderland garden for the first time since I don't remember when. Ooh, there are a lot of peaches on the ground. Gonna have to have the kids come out here and pick those up for me. Poor bush. Oh, my poor hedge. I had hoped to uncover this path this year. That did not happen, obviously. But since I didn't get to work out here this year, I'm glad it didn't get uncovered, because we'd be dealing with a whole bunch of growth here of like grasses and stuff. Speaking of growth, these damn things, they have spread and spread and spread. My goal in the spring will be to eradicate those completely from the yard. My daddy's rose bush is doing well. But yeah, that's going to be our main focus, is just getting rid of that. Looks like the neighbors knocked down our temporary fence, like, completely. That is super aggravating. They drove back to their trailers right over it onto our side of the property. The only thing to do about that is to finally get the fence put in and then not have to see any of their shit. Ugh, so frustrating. I have not been out here in forever, so there's a whole nother tree here of peaches. Oh God, to be cleared. There are still peaches on that tree out there as well. And then what I'm out here for are grapes. Looks like there's still a few apples that maybe could be turned into applesauce. Probably not good for much else. What I'm gonna need is a whole crew out here to get anything done. This is so far beyond me anymore. This juniper desperately needs to be trimmed, as does this peach tree. It was not meant to be so big as this, but when you can't be out in the garden for a year and a half, this is what happens. I'm also gonna have to go on the neighbor's side and harvest grapes and chop some of the vines. I will harvest whatever is available of grapes at this point, and also I am going to harvest a bunch of vines. There's so much to do. It is overwhelming right now being out here, and we're not even getting back to the area back there. Oh my God. No, that will just be beyond overwhelming. So for now, let's just harvest some grapes and some vines, and that'll be a good start. I am overwhelmed, to say the least. I am absolutely overwhelmed. What is this going on here? I think I have multiple possibly cherry trees in places they shouldn't be. I don't know what to do about that. If I'm even going to do anything about it right now, probably not. Ginormous overgrown rose bush, grapes that have overgrown everywhere, weed trees that need to be taken care of, dead trees, nearly dead shrubs and hedges. I mean, this stupid foot. Oh my God. Would I have had all of this caught up if the foot had been okay? No, not all of it, but definitely it would have been better than this current situation. The cherry tree needs to be trimmed, as does the apple tree, as does the plum tree. Luckily, the growing will slow down now that we're heading into winter, but in the spring, oh boy, are we going to be busy. I don't know. We just have to bring it down to a manageable level. And I'm going to have a crew in. I have no choice. I'm going to have in a crew. My family, obviously, I will have them in here and working and helping, but I'm also going to need some professionals to come in and help me get this to a place that I feel like we can manage it. Can manage it. Cut some grapevines. Gonna cut some more. Mariah will be picking up all of these fallen peaches for me. And my Reagan, my son, he came out and got a bunch of the peaches from this middle tree, but he didn't clear it, and he was supposed to clear it. So I will have to have him come out and finish that. And what am I going to work on? I need to make a choice here. It's either the grapevine, the rose bush, or this juniper and that peach tree. I think I'll work right here, which means I got to climb over and through this, and that's a whole nother thing. Oh God, and look at all those apple suckers that need to be killed off. And then all this vine. No, I'm going to have a crew or something. But anyway, this is meant to be a topiary. And that peach tree was meant to be a spellier. But of course, I've not been out here, so they have not been tended to. But better late than never. Okay. Chopped a significant amount off of this juniper, and then also the peach tree, but I need to get a bigger, this is not going to do it, but bigger shears or a little saw to chop out that middle branch that goes, or middle trunk, and get rid of that. I don't want that there. I just want the two side pieces there. Side pieces, oh God. Anyway, so gonna do that. Then I need to figure out how I'm gonna get rid of all of these apple suckers. I'm gonna trim up this maple. I already trimmed up this maple. I needed to in order to get to the grapes. And then the most likely cherry trees. I'm not even sure if those are cherry trees. The leaves are very similar, and it could make sense if they were cherry trees because of cherries that have fallen. But I don't know for sure that they are. Whatever they are, I need to get them gone. I do not want them there. Not sure yet how to go about that. If we're going to dig them out, this is definitely the ideal time while the ground is wet. But, yeah, I don't know yet. The blackberries, I need to remove canes. Am I going to do that this year? I don't know. I think the priorities at this point, well, and then there's raspberry canes as well. The priorities at this point, trimming up this maple, getting rid of that center trunk of that peach tree, and getting rid of those cherry trees. Oh, and then way in the way back, there is a weed tree that we definitely need to get rid of. Started in on this maple and got several branches and suckers at least chopped. But I'm going to need my longer ones that have, well, they're bigger, they're stronger, and they have longer handles so that I can get over this box hedge into them. Otherwise, I've got to take out the fence by the raspberries, and those are really pokey, the raspberries, so Plus, for this sucker, I am going to need the bigger ones anyway, the bigger clippers, which of course I also need for that guy there, so it just makes sense to go ahead and go and get those before I attempt to do any more with that. I did pull a couple more grapevines that were tangled in with the peach and juniper. Did I notice that apple sucker before? I'm not sure if I did. What else? The grapes on the other side. I don't know. It's nice having a little bit of the cover, you know, but I have covers that I bought that would go along these fences, you know, once we clear all this stuff out so that I can put them up, which was on the list a couple years ago and still has not happened. This rose bush needs to be chopped majorly. The Indian peach tree needs serious chopping. Oh my goodness. Again, came out and cleared the rest of that peach tree. Turns out he just wanted to go get a sweater. Now Mimi, hey Mimi, hello, is helping me pick up the windfall peaches. And I am trimming the tree. Oh yes, I know it looks pretty harsh what I'm doing, but I promise you it is absolutely for the best. I'm gonna top the whole thing off. This is not a shade tree. This is a fruit tree. It will be so much better. Oh yeah, we're getting there, frugal friends. Like I said, fruit trees are not shade trees. We do let the apple do some shading because it is a wild apple that my daddy and I, daddy rest in peace, that we saved. It was just a volunteer, but they are not meant to be ginormous like shade trees. They are meant to be airy and light and pickable. And when they're 30 feet tall, they are not pickable for the average person. So we're also, not tonight, but hopefully tomorrow or in the next few days, we will do the plum tree and the cherry tree, and then probably the peach trees out there as well. Luckily, I have amazing helpers.
Hello.
Lulu is at work right now, but she will be out here helping us tomorrow night when we jump in on those others. It was a lot and I'm sore, but that felt amazing.